What is going on, everyone? We are back with the review of The Return of the Mummy. Um, so this is another one of those that's like completely out of order within the episode list on Vudu, but it is episode 9. I said 8 earlier. I might have said 9. Actually, I think I said 9 because I said it was about halfway through. I think it's 18 episodes, 19 episodes. So that was episode 9. Um, It is directed by John Bell, who's directed a lot of them. He was the one that directed Phantom of the Auditorium, The Girl Who Cried Monster, and The Cuckoo Clock of Doom. So he's directed a lot of my least favorite episodes, which is funny considering this is also another one of those episodes just amongst my least favorite. It has nothing to do with his directing, guys. It has everything to do with the stories being told. He's a fine director for these. It was written by Billy Brown, Dan Angel, and Charles Laser. It was a re-release of Return of the Mummy Goosebumps book number 23, and was released December 22nd, 1995. And then again, this is the last one that was released in 1995. Before we get any further, please remember, if you want to see any of this a week early, please sign up to the Patreon. Links in the description below. Everything there comes out a full week earlier. And then I plan on allowing Patreons to pick what we watch next. So, like right now, I'm doing a randomizer wheel. And what I will probably do is, once we get multiple Patreon members who want to do the voting, I will let them submit what can be seen next. And then we'll let everybody vote by the time we get through everything. Alright, so to talk about Return of the Mummy. Return of the Mummy suffers from my lack of interest in mummy stories. I struggle really hard with mummy stories, and here's the thing. I want you guys to understand something. I love Egyptian culture. I love studying their gods. I love reading about how they used to turn people in, how they mummified people's bodies, things like that. That was never an issue with me. My problem specifically stems more from just I don't find horror mummies very interesting. I wasn't a big fan of this story. I was never a fan of the original Mummy series. As a matter of fact, the only mummy-based movie I think I've ever fully got into was the Mummy remake that they were going to do for the Universal Monsterverse that they were making, the one that had Brad Pitt. I understand a lot of people didn't like it. I actually enjoyed it. I think they could have chose somebody better than Brad Pitt to be in it, but I still enjoyed the movie. Outside of that one, I find the mummy story so boring in general, and this one was no different. So you got this group of people about to go into this tomb. It's this kid, his dad, and somebody that was born and raised in Egypt, right? And you find out the kid has a summoner, which kind of looks like a monkey's paw, and they go into this tomb, basically. And they're looking for the entrance into the actual prince's chambers. And when they get there, they take a picture. The monkey's paw acts weird and kind of moves around on its own. None of this was a red flag for the kid, though. He just, move on with life. Everything's fine. So then they go into they get separated. The kid falls into this hole, finds the actual main door, gets a picture of it. His dad finds him, pulls him out. They go back, they realize he shows his dad the picture. Dad's like, hey, it's the door. Some random lady shows up that is going to be involved in a negative way because, tropes. And so they go through, and they go back down. They knock off the front decorative plaque that's hanging on the door. They're able to get in. It's a false tomb. The kid examines what he found looked like his summoner sticking out of the wall. He went to go grab it. It grabbed him. It was a mummy hand. He freaked out. The wall started to open. Both the kids end up going through. It closes on the dad's face, knocks him out. The kids then get inside, start to be tracked down by the mummy that's in there. They're freaking out. The lady that had decided she was going to go with them shows back up and is like, "Brother, we're going to rule. Remember, I ruled and you were just the face. I was the one that ruled. You were weak. We're going to do this together." And she's like holding the summoner in her hand. And then he goes up and grabs the amber that's on her neck, throws it down on the ground while he's, doing his mummy screams. "Rrr," and it shatters. She fades into a pile of clothes. At which point the mummy basically looks over at the kids and decides he's going to still continue after them. The boy runs over, grabs the summoner, throws it into some fire. It causes the whole place to just start shaking. It's going to come down, right? And then afterwards, they get out, and they get out as he's packing up his things. The summoner crawls itself back into a suitcase and grabs a piece of amber that was already sitting in the suitcase. And then that's the twist ending. As far as twist endings go, not a really intriguing one. Like so many of these that we've watched before have a twist ending that I feel fit the story. And don't get me wrong, this fits the story. It's just not great. But yeah, so this is going to end up amongst the bottom of the stories for me. It again wasn't bad, but it just... I'm not a mummy fan. I'm sorry, guys. If it's one of your favorite episodes, I'm glad it is. It's just not one of mine. So with that being said, that is the review. And again, guys, I try to keep these reviews short. We've been going for 7.5 minutes. They usually go like 4.5 minutes. The next episode that you guys are going to get, or next show that you guys, or the next couple of episodes you guys are going to get tomorrow, you should be getting the last Bangkok Haunted videos. And then after those are done, it's back to the rotation between Twilight Zone and Goosebumps. Alright guys, so that is going to do it. Love you guys. We'll see you next time.